Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I'm doing my haul revisit for May. So you will see how I did with it for April in my next video, which will be my wrap up. But there was kind of a change of plans in that the book festival I was meant to be going to, I wasn't actually going to have the whole bookseller aspect of it. So we ended up changing our plans. I just got back when you're watching this, and yes, so you'll see how I did with that one. I don't really have a plan with this one of like, if I read this many, this will happen. So yes, what I did do this month was while I was waiting for my hair to dry this morning, I read through all of the ones that I have here and then just had a quick squiz at them and ranked them in order of ones I was most excited for from that to the ones I was least excited for. Okay, so I have 10 books this month, and I did disqualify 3 straight off the bat, so we're going to go into those and then we'll go from bottom to top. So I disqualified these 3. So I have here Some Like It Wild by Teresa Medeiros, Gargantus by Thomas Taylor, and Girls with Razor Hearts by Suzanne Young. So I disqualified all of these because they are sequels. So these 2 I need to reread the first book before moving on with these, which are both book 2. And this one I actually have book 1 earlier in the pile. So if I read that one and enjoy it, I will read this one afterwards, but I figured there was no point reading this one and putting it in the pile without having read that one. So that being said, let's move into the other ones. As I said, we're going bottom to top, so these are the books I'm least excited for just from what I read in the first section to the ones I'm most excited for, which I will, in theory, be the ones I pick up first. So, starting off from the bottom, we have The Novice, which is part of the Summoner series by Taran Matharu. This is a YA fantasy series. I was really excited for this one, and then I kind of read the first, 5 or so pages, and it just started off very typical YA fantasy. So I'm not sure I'm even going to continue with this one. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a go, but I wasn't super fussed. Didn't really make me want to keep going, so we'll see. Next up, we have Peter Lyra's Rating Normal by Anna Whateley. I am super excited for this one. This is an Own Voices neurodivergent, love Oz YA, and just very excited. But the very first chapter didn't grab me. I think that's okay with this one and the next one I'm going to talk about, because they're both YA contemporaries, and sometimes I feel like you have to read the whole thing to really enjoy the whole experience and really get all those feelings. So I am definitely going to be reading this one, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to keep high up on my list for this month. We'll see. And then in the very similar / same vein, I guess, this is Please Don't Hug Me by Kay Kerr, which is also an Own Voices neurodivergent love Oz YA contemporary. Again, I just think that you've got to read the whole thing to really appreciate contemporaries. So again, still gonna read it, but I feel like I'm gonna have to be in a particular mood for these. I'm not a big contemporary YA reader anymore, so yeah, I need to be in the mood for it, and sometimes I really am in that mood, so I'll definitely read them, and they will be this year. It will be this year. Next up, we had Women of the Dunes by Sarah Main. This is so this woman is an archaeologist, and she goes to this island or place in like Scotland's west coast, and I guess she finds women's bodies, like as in like not like murdered or maybe murdered, but like remains, fossils, that sort of thing, from, it doesn't say when, but way back. We're talking like Vikings sort of time. So yes, I didn't love the first little section of this because it's kind of like a little prologue of 800 AD, and I was like, you know, it's not much, but I'm interested enough to continue, and yes, that's why it's here. So this is the third one on the list, and that is the first Teresa Medeiros, which is Some Like It Wicked. I'm always in the mood for historical romance, and yeah, I just read this in the first bit, and I was like, cool, I could read that. That'd be fun. So yes. Also, I kind of think as well, this is just a duology. So like in my mind, I'm like, hey, that's another series, which is one of my goals for the years. Done. You know? Next up, number 2 is Top End Girl by Miranda Tapsell. This was actually the first one that I picked up. So the fact that it like stayed at the top says something, I think. Anyway, Miranda Tapsell is an actress, writer, producer, director, all these amazing things here in Australia, and I just love, she just has this way about her that's kind of very like friendly and open, and it already kind of felt like you're just reading something that like a friend wrote to you. And I've been reading a lot of really like intense, dense non-fiction lately, so I feel like this would be fun. And then number 1 is A Man Lay Dead by Ngo Marsh. This is a kind of classic crime era book, so kind of the same time as Christie and Sayers, that kind of golden age of crime. So this is the first book in the Roderick Allen mystery series, and it's one of those like, there's a dinner party with like a murder game, and then, you know, the lights go off, the lights come back up, and surprise, someone is actually dead. It's a nice little thin one, and like, I just kind of like, I could kind of do that right now. I'm kind of in that mood, and you know, I'm always looking for someone who will make me feel like Christie does. So could this be it? Also, this author is from New Zealand, so like, I would love to have someone that makes me feel like Christy, who is a little bit closer to home. So yeah, very excited for this one. So that is all of them for this month. I think every month I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear, and depending on how many books there are and kind of what the plan is. Otherwise, with other projects and things like that, I will just kind of from there work out how I'm going to do these whole revisits. So with that being said, I will see you all next time, and I'm pretty sure it's my wrap up, but we'll find out together. So I'll see you then. Bye.